So I saw Thunderbolts was up and I was like, Florence Pugh is the lead? Okay. I loved her as Irulan in Dune, so I'd want to see her as the big shot in the movie. Then I also saw it was a comic book movie and I was like, oh god, I don't know. I didn't even survive through half of the new Superman, but then I said to myself, okay, you're being a judgmental asshole again? Try not to be one for change and give it a chance. And so I did. I sat down to watch Thunderbolts. And guess what? I gave up 15 minutes in, which is less than I survived of Superman. And you might be wondering why, given that on the surface, Thunderbolts would be closer to my lane, because I like darker, more serious plots with, more drama and solid emotion. And this was about a girl whose sister apparently died, and who's also apparently from Russia, with a deadbeat father. So darker and more depressing, right? Just the way I like it. So how come I discarded this faster than I did Superman? Given that Superman is a lot more like a kid's comedy dumb fun, and nothing that blatantly dark. Well, before I get to my actual point of disagreement with this film, let me first do honorable mentions of a few surface details that annoyed me right off the bat. First off, Jesus Christ, how much I hate the beauty industry and the disgusting extent to which it manipulates women, and people in general, but women especially so. You know how Florence Pugh is absolutely beautiful? At least to me, she is stunning. As a painter, to me she gives off a muse that's worth like 20 portraits. Just one of these faces that you could marvel at and paint for hours on end. And then I see her in this film, and her upper lip has so much stuff in it, it kind of gets its own shadow, and the shadow of the lip makes it look like she has a mustache. And I'm like, you are so beautiful. Why do you do this to yourself? And who the hell manages to convince you that you ever needed this? But that's shallow of me. So next thing on the radar of stupid. Father and daughter are from Russia, but at the same time, when they're together by themselves, they speak to each other in English. But because they're from Russia, their English is with a Russian accent. That's like stupid, within more stupid, with a topping of dumb. If they're so Russian, why don't they speak in their supposed native language? And we get subtitles. What, is the audience like too stupid to read subtitles now? How did you come to the conclusion that the better option would be to listen to their horribly fake Russian accents? I know we're supposed to make our brains pretend that we don't know these people, but these actors are too famous for us to just overcome the bias so easily. Anyway, about this commie Red Army parade marching perception of Russia, could you move on from the 40s for fuck's sake? When you make these movies and you have to include Russia, what do you do? Do you dig up McCarthy's corpse and ask him to describe the country? And then the last of the honorable mentions of idiocy. This woman. Is this supposed to be like a parody of Tulsi Gabbard or something? Why did you make her look like this? Or did maybe Tulsi Gabbard get the idea for her looks from a comic book? Either way, I hate it. Because I fucking hate Tulsi Gabbard. And now, with all the unserious stuff out of the way, what is my actual problem with this film? Well, now that I think about it, this problem might be a thing across the entire superhero genre, and it's humorizing death and violence. Now, you younger kids who like this might tell me, shut up, you're 60, just go back to your fucking coffin. But to that I'd say, you have a serious problem if you don't see this. So the main character just walks around on her mission and kills a bunch of people, very violently. Some might think she's shot, others maybe knifed or whatever, all the good stuff. And while she does so, there's a jolly tune playing in the background for the audience, which means that what? We're supposed to think she's funny and cool? There's a scene where she's holding a guy hostage and just talks to him about some cheesy personal crap to make herself look awesome and careless, while causing death, mind you. And then in an altercation, the hostage guy gets shot, and we see him there, just lying dead, and she goes oh haha, collateral damage. And my adult brain, which I guess is never gonna get used to comic books, goes this random guy. If I'm supposed to perceive this film realistically, that's someone's husband, or brother, or father, or child? And what, we're supposed to think that she's so cool because she killed this random guy and all the rest of the people that she came across? I guess a counter argument to this would be that we see violence in films like this all the time, but then whichever other instance I think of, be it in action films or historical films or fantasy or whatever, yes, we see lots of people killing people, but I cannot think of an instance where the film actively wants us to perceive it as fun, or making the hero look like an awesome badass for having done all this killing. And then after she finishes the mission, she has a scene with her dad, and they look at family pictures and crap, and what, what, I'm supposed to feel for her now? And have positive emotions for this girl? Because, oh, her family's dysfunctional. Like, did we not just watch her kill like 30 fucking people? And I don't know if these were like the villain's bodyguards or whatever, so you could make the case that they were random bad people, but I don't buy that. Did the collateral damage guy look evil to you? Because it didn't to me. He looked like your average guy on the job, and she just indirectly caused him to lose his life. And she's like, oh, collateral damage. Now, my first instinct would be to just call this stupid. But it's not just stupid. There's something sinister here. It's one thing to have a character killing lots of people, innocent or otherwise, and us perceiving it as a serious thing. It's a whole other matter if the character goes around killing people, but then the film wants us to perceive this as either funny or awesome. Do you not like see the problem here? It's like the film tries to normalize, and not just normalize, but badasserize in your brain the concept of taking lives. Anyway, if you think I'm being dramatic, feel free to shit on me in the comments. I hated this stupid film, or at least the 15 minutes that I managed to watch.